Please, I'll do anything else, please just remove it. I will fetch more water, clean the house, anything, just stop. Papa B laughed cruelly. Nobody will believe you, Amanda. They'll blame you for seducing me. Keep your mouth shut and allow me to put it inside that sweet hole. Amanda fought back with all her strength. Please stop. Leave me alone, she cried. The setting sun cast an orange glow over Oroma village. Amanda, a 15-year-old girl, sat quietly outside Mama B's house, clutching her knees. Her eyes reflected sadness and uncertainty about the life she was now forced into. Amanda's widowed mother believed sending her to live with Mama B would ensure a better future. She's family, her mother whispered, convincing herself this was the right choice. But Amanda silently dreaded what awaited her in this unfamiliar household. Mama B's house was lively but cold. Amanda became the housemaid, cooking, fetching water, and minding the children. She did everything asked of her, but the house lacked warmth, and Amanda felt increasingly alone and unseen. Papa B, Mama B's husband, was an intimidating figure. He rarely spoke, but his presence demanded respect. Amanda kept her distance, feeling uneasy around him. She didn't realize the shadow of danger looming closer with every passing day. One night, the door creaked open. Amanda froze on her mat, heart pounding. Amanda, Papa B called. She hesitated, unsure. Come here, he said with authority. Trembling, Amanda obeyed, unaware of the nightmare about to unfold. Why are you scared? Papa B asked, his deep voice sending chills down Amanda's spine. I'm not, she stammered. He grabbed her arm roughly. Amanda's protests and struggles were futile as darkness swallowed her cries. Amanda fought back with all her strength. Please stop. Leave me alone, she cried. Papa B silenced her with chilling words. If you tell anyone, you'll destroy your mother. Do you want to kill her? The first time shattered Amanda's innocence. But it wasn't the last. Night after night, Papa B entered the room, his shadow stretching over Amanda's fragile frame. Each time, her resistance weakened under his threats and manipulation. Please, I'll do anything else, Amanda begged one night. Fetch more water, clean the house, anything, just stop. Papa B laughed cruelly. Nobody will believe you, Amanda. They'll blame you for seducing me. Keep your mouth shut. By the fourth night, Amanda stopped fighting. Her body was there, but her spirit drifted far away. Silent tears fell as she lay on the mat. Her world grew darker, and hope slipped further from her grasp. Days turned to weeks. Amanda went about her chores silently, her once bright eyes now dull and lifeless. Mama B remained oblivious to Amanda's pain, too preoccupied with her own life to notice the girl's silent suffering. Amanda's body began to change. Her stomach swelled slightly, though she tried to hide it beneath loose wrappers. Mama B's sharp eyes finally noticed one morning. Amanda, what is this? She shouted, pointing at her belly. Amanda stammered, trying to explain, but the words wouldn't come. You've brought shame to my house. Mama B screamed. Tears ran down Amanda's cheeks as she stood powerless before her enraged aunt. Her nightmare was now visible. You leave my house today. Mama B declared, dragging Amanda out. I won't allow this disgrace under my roof. Amanda's belongings were thrown into a tattered bag, and she was sent away without so much as a goodbye. The walk back to her mother's house felt endless. Villagers whispered as Amanda passed, their voices sharp with judgment. Amanda is pregnant, they said. Her mother sent her away to a better life, and she returned with disgrace. Amanda's mother was devastated. Who did this to you? She demanded, her voice trembling with a mix of anger and pain. Amanda hesitated, her lips quivering. The truth was too heavy, but she finally whispered, it was Papa B. The revelation struck like thunder. The village erupted with rumors. Some blamed Amanda, accusing her of seducing a married man. Others turned their fury toward Mama B's household. Papa B denied everything, calling Amanda a liar. Mama B stood by her husband. "She's lying to cover her shame," she spat. Amanda's mother was powerless, overwhelmed by judgment and societal pressure. The weight of neglect pressed down heavily on her shoulders. Amanda's cries for help had gone unheard for too long. The scars of her suffering became a cautionary tale in Oroma village, passed down as a warning to parents who entrusted their daughters to others without vigilance. Amanda's life became a symbol of neglect. Her story spread across Oroma, a bitter reminder of how trust could turn into betrayal. Parents whispered among themselves, but it was too late for Amanda, whose innocence was stolen. Papa B continued his daily routines as if nothing had happened. His confident denials silenced some villagers, but Amanda's broken spirit stood as undeniable evidence. Despite the whispers, justice in Oroma was as fragile as dust. "Why didn't you tell me?" Amanda's mother asked, tears streaming down her face. Amanda lowered her gaze. "He said you wouldn't believe me," she replied quietly. The words crushed her mother, guilt seeping into her heart. Mama B remained defensive. "Why would Papa B do such a thing?" she scoffed. "Amanda is just trying to ruin us." Her cold words fueled the divide within the community, splitting them into those who believed Amanda and those who didn't. Amanda's belly grew larger, and with it, the weight of shame her mother felt. "Where will I take you now?" her mother whispered one night. "I thought I was helping you. Instead, I failed you." Village elders convened to discuss the matter, but no clear solution emerged. Some argued Amanda should marry quickly to erase the shame, while others demanded accountability from Papa B. Yet, no one could agree on justice. Papa B's threats echoed in Amanda's mind even as the days passed. "If you speak, no one will believe you," he had said. His words haunted her, planting seeds of doubt in her mind about finding justice. Amanda's mother visited the priest, seeking solace and guidance. "What do I do now?" she asked, tears in her eyes. The priest sighed deeply. "The damage is done. But Amanda needs your love now more than ever." The villagers continued to gossip. "She was too young to be sent away," one woman said. "But what choice did her mother have?" another countered. Opinions clashed, but no one stepped forward to truly help Amanda. Amanda stayed indoors, avoiding the judging eyes of the community. Each knock at the door filled her with dread. She could feel the weight of their stares, the whispers that followed her every move. One day, a distant relative visited Amanda's mother. "Bring her to my farm," the woman offered. "She can work and stay out of sight until the baby is born." It was a temporary solution, but hardly a fair one. Amanda reluctantly moved to the farm. The isolation gave her space to breathe, but her mind replayed the horrors she had endured. Each night, she cried herself to sleep, clutching her growing belly. The farm's quietness was broken only by Amanda's thoughts. She remembered the nights Papa B entered the room, the helplessness she felt, and the threats that silenced her. The scars on her soul ran deep. Meanwhile, Mama B maintained her innocence to anyone who would listen. "Amanda is a liar," she declared. But deep down, a part of her wondered if she had missed the signs. Guilt began to gnaw at her. The villagers started questioning their own actions. "Did we fail her?" some asked. Others remained defensive, unwilling to admit their role in ignoring Amanda's plight. The community's silence had allowed the tragedy to unfold. Amanda's mother decided to confront Mama B. "How could you let this happen under your roof?" she demanded. But Mama B deflected. "Your daughter is lying. Don't blame me for her disgrace." The confrontation ended without resolution, leaving Amanda's mother feeling helpless. She returned home, determined to protect Amanda from further harm, but the damage had already been done. The community continued to turn a blind eye. Amanda's pregnancy reached its final stages. Her mother worried endlessly, unsure how to prepare for the child's arrival. Amanda, too, felt lost. "What will happen to my baby?" she asked quietly one evening. The baby's birth was fast and quiet. Amanda cried as she held her child for the first time, a mixture of love and sorrow overwhelming her. The tiny baby became a symbol of her pain and survival. News of the birth spread quickly. "She's a mother now," villagers whispered. Some pitied her, while others continued to judge. Amanda's name became a warning for other young girls in the village. Mama B avoided the topic of Amanda's baby, but whispers in the village reached her ears. "Do you think Papa B did it?" one woman asked another. Mama B's heart raced as doubt began to creep in. Papa B remained unmoved by the accusations. "Let them talk," he told Mama B, "they have no proof." His cold demeanor left Amanda questioning if she'd ever see justice for the horrors she endured. Amanda's child grew stronger each day, bringing a flicker of joy to her life. Yet, each time she looked at the baby, memories of Papa B's abuse resurfaced, leaving her torn between love and pain. One fateful day, a traveling healer came to Oroma. He listened to Amanda's story, his face grim. "Your voice must be heard," he said. "Silence protects the wicked. Speak your truth, no matter the cost." Encouraged by the healer's words, Amanda decided to confront Papa B publicly. "You can't silence me forever," she thought, mustering courage. She knew the path ahead would be treacherous, but she was ready to fight. The village square buzzed with activity as Amanda stood before the elders. "Papa B violated me," she declared, her voice trembling but firm. Gasps echoed through the crowd as she shared the story she had buried for months. Papa B, standing nearby, smirked. "This girl is lying to save her reputation," he said coolly. "She has no proof." His words sent murmurs rippling through the crowd, some believing him, others siding with Amanda. The elders debated fiercely. "We must investigate," one elder said. "But how do we determine the truth?" another countered. The community was divided, and Amanda's courage to speak up hung in the balance. Mama B finally broke her silence. "I don't know what to believe," she admitted to the elders. "But if Amanda is lying, why would she face this shame? Something doesn't add up." Amanda's mother, standing by her side, wept silently. "My daughter suffered because I trusted too easily," she said. "I failed her, but I will not fail her again. She deserves justice." The elders decided to summon witnesses. Neighbors recalled hearing strange noises from Mama B's house at night. "I thought it was nothing," one woman confessed. "Now I wonder if I should have spoken up earlier." Papa B's demeanor began to crack as more voices came forward. "These are just rumors," he snapped. But the elders weren't convinced. "We need further inquiry," they declared, prolonging the investigation. Amanda's bravery inspired other girls in the village to share their own stories of abuse. One by one, they spoke of relatives and strangers who had violated their trust, shaking the village to its core. The village's women banded together, forming a group to protect young girls and educate families about vigilance. No child should endure what Amanda did, they vowed. Their movement marked the beginning of changing. The elders reconvened to discuss their findings. "The evidence points toward guilt," one elder declared. But others hesitated. What if we're wrong? Fear of dividing the village slowed their decision-making process. Despite the elders' hesitation, Amanda found strength in her supporters. "Even if they refuse justice, I will never be silent again," she said. Her determination inspired others to keep fighting for her. One night, Mama B confronted Papa B privately. "Tell me the truth," she demanded. He scoffed, dismissing her questions. "You'd rather believe her lies than your husband," he asked angrily, deflecting her suspicion. Mama B couldn't shake the doubt. For the first time, she replayed moments in her mind, Amanda's silence, her changed demeanor, and Papa B's late-night movements. The pieces began to form a disturbing picture. The community demanded a final meeting. "We must address this once and for all," the elders declared. The tension in the village reached its peak as everyone awaited the verdict on Papa B's fate. At the meeting, Amanda stood tall, holding her child close. "This is my truth," she said. "And I will not let it be ignored." Her words echoed through the crowd, silencing the doubters. Papa B continued to deny everything, but cracks began to show in his composure. "You have no proof," he shouted. But the testimonies of witnesses and Amanda's courage had already swayed many hearts. The elders delivered their verdict. While we cannot undo the past, we cannot ignore the weight of these accusations, the head elder said solemnly. Papa B must leave Oruoma immediately, and Amanda's family must be supported. Though some villagers were dissatisfied with the punishment, Amanda felt a sense of relief. It's not perfect, she said. But it's a step toward healing. Her voice, once silenced, had sparked change in her community. The women's group continued their efforts, ensuring girls were educated about their rights. We will not be silent anymore, they declared, teaching the next generation to stand up for themselves and each other. Amanda's child grew up surrounded by love and care. Though Amanda's scars remained, she found strength in her role as a mother. You are my light, she told her child, vowing to protect them at all costs. The village began to change. Parents grew more cautious, ensuring their children's safety. Amanda's story became a powerful lesson, a reminder of the importance of vigilance and the dangers of neglect. Amanda became a symbol of resilience in Oruoma. Mothers shared her story with their daughters, urging them to speak out against injustice. Amanda's voice, once silenced, now inspired a wave of courage in the community. Papa B's exile left Mama B in isolation. Villagers avoided her, whispering, how could she ignore the signs? Shame weighed heavily on though she still refused to admit her complicity in Amanda's suffering. Amanda's mother worked tirelessly to rebuild their lives. Though the scars of neglect haunted her, she poured her energy into ensuring Amanda and her grandchild felt loved and supported. It was her way of seeking redemption. The elders introduced stricter measures to protect young girls in the village. Families were encouraged to report suspicious behavior, and punishments for abuse were made harsher. The change was slow, but it marked a new beginning. Amanda's child, now a toddler, brought laughter back into the household. You're my joy, Amanda whispered, holding the baby close. Despite her past, she found hope in her child's smile and a reason to move forward. Mama B, burdened by guilt, visited Amanda's mother. I was blind, she admitted, tears streaming down her face. I failed Amanda, and for that, I'm sorry. Amanda's mother listened, her heart conflicted but softened. Amanda, upon hearing Mama B's apology, remained silent for a moment. Your words won't erase the pain, she said finally. But I hope you'll ensure no other girl suffers like I did under your roof. Mama B's life changed drastically. She dedicated herself to helping vulnerable girls in the village, determined to make amends for her past mistakes. Slowly, the villagers began to accept her again, though trust was harder to earn. Years passed, but Amanda's story continued to echo in Oruoma. It became a cautionary tale, told at gatherings and during lessons, reminding families to protect their daughters and to listen to their voices. Amanda began sharing her story with other villages. I was once silenced, she told them. But I found my voice, and you can too. Her words inspired many young girls to speak out against abuse and neglect. The women's group Amanda inspired grew into a powerful network. They supported victims, educated families, and worked tirelessly to ensure no girl in Oruoma would suffer in silence again. Their work became a beacon of hope. Papa B's exile didn't erase his actions, but it served as a warning to others. No one is above justice, the elders declared. The community's newfound vigilance ensured that predators could no longer act unchecked. Amanda's child grew into a curious and kind soul. Why don't I have a father? The child asked one day. Amanda took a deep breath, choosing her words carefully. Because I chose to protect you, she said. Amanda's strength inspired her child, who grew up knowing their mother's story. You're the bravest person I know, the child often said. Amanda smiled, though the pain of her past lingered in her heart. The village flourished under its new awareness. Girls were sent to school instead of distant relatives, and families grew more protective. Amanda's suffering became the foundation for a brighter future for the next generation. Amanda found healing in helping others. She began counseling young girls, teaching them to recognize danger and value their voices. Your voice is your power, she told them. Never let anyone take it away. Mama B, though still haunted by her past, joined Amanda's efforts. Together, they worked to mend broken trust and rebuild the community. Their partnership became a testament to forgiveness and the power of change. Amanda's child grew older, excelling in school and earning admiration from the village. You're destined for greatness, Amanda told them, determined to give her child the opportunities she never had. Amanda's story reached far beyond Oroma. Visitors from neighboring villages came to hear her speak. Her courage became a beacon, showing others that even the deepest wounds could spark change and healing. The women's group expanded into a regional movement, with Amanda at its helm. They lobbied for stricter laws to protect girls and held workshops for families. Their impact transformed lives across the region. Amanda's child, now a teenager, asked about their father again. This time, Amanda shared her story, sparing no detail. I want you to know the truth, she said, tears in her eyes. And to learn from it. The child embraced Amanda tightly. You're my hero, they said. Amanda felt a wave of relief and pride. Her journey, though painful, had created a bond between them that was unbreakable. Amanda's legacy became immortalized in the stories told across villages. Her name became synonymous with resilience, courage, and hope. She proved that even in the darkest times, one voice could ignite change. The village honored Amanda with a celebration, recognizing her efforts in transforming Oroma. This is for the girls who came after me, Amanda said during her speech. May they never know the pain I endured. Mama B, humbled by the experience, stood beside Amanda during the celebration. You've shown me what strength looks like, she said. Amanda smiled. It's never too late to do the right thing, she replied. Amanda's influence reached the ears of government officials. They invited her to speak at national events, where her voice helped shape policies protecting children from abuse and neglect across the country. Amanda's story became a published book, read by families and communities everywhere. It served as a guide and a warning, urging parents to protect their children and teaching victims to find their voices. As Amanda grew older, she watched her child thrive, their future bright. Though her past haunted her, she found peace knowing her pain had brought change. You're my greatest achievement, she told her child. Oroma transformed into a model village, known for its unity and vigilance. Parents in surrounding areas sent their children there for safety, and the community flourished under Amanda's leadership and influence. Amanda passed her leadership of the women's group to a younger generation. Carry this torch, she said. Keep fighting for the voiceless. The group vowed to continue her work, ensuring her legacy lived on. As Amanda sat under the shade of a tree, watching children play, she reflected on her journey. From silence to strength, she whispered, smiling. Her scars were now stories of survival and triumph. Amanda's child, now an adult, carried her story forward, advocating for justice and equality. My mother taught me to stand tall, they said. Her strength gave me life, and I'll honor her forever. Amanda's name became legend, a tale passed through generations. Her journey from pain to power reminded everyone that even the smallest voice could change the world. Her empty cradle had become a cradle of hope.